The challenge today is ghost stamping, and this has a few different ways to name this. Ghost stamping is basically like you would stamp somewhere else first and then it's the residual stamps, or they're called like second generation or third generation stamping. So I'm going to do a little bit of everything. I'm going to do first generation or regular stamping, and then I'm going to do some ghost stamping too, so that it means that it's just faint. Now I thought it would be fun to kind of do a border with stamping. So I'm going to go a third of the page, so 4 inches. I'm going to make sort of a fine line here. I'm using my T-square ruler, best tool in my scrapbooking toolkit, if you will, because it makes it so that you can measure stuff straight. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I have 3 inks. I have Hero Arts Shadow Ink Cup of Joe and Soft Brown, and also Tide Pool. And that's kind of the colors that I have in this kit. I do have some red, but I'm going to keep it to those 3. I think I might bring in some red. We'll see. And then we'll do sort of a border using coffee cups. Now that is one thing, like I cannot start my day without a good cup of coffee ever. So I think I don't have any pictures that I have right now, but I'm just going to, you know, one of these times when I make a cup of coffee, I can just take a picture and then plop it on here. And I like this to-do list, but first coffee, that is me. I have a to-do list that I work on every day. I make a to-do list for every day. And then I usually make my to-do list while I'm drinking my coffee. So it's quite appropriate for sure. I like this coffee ring here. So I'm going to use that. There's a coffee bean too, so I'd like to use that. So I might put a stamp on each side, because I really don't like taking stamps off and on, off and on. So I think I'm just going to use both sides of the block. I'm just trying to see here. There's like little zigzag. I know they're supposed to be for like, you know, decorating your coffee cups, but I think I'm just going to kind of use them since I'm going to be doing a whole sort of background, you know, a border. So I'm going to be using those on that. Let me see if, no more blocks. Okay, let's do maybe this coffee cup. Like that. I like the words too, so I'll be, you know, doing the words. But I have 3 different coffee cups. I might do this one here too. I've had these forever, and I don't think I've used too many stamps on this stamp set. So it's okay. I have this little coffee bean here. I don't want to lose that. So I'm going to put it back on the set here because I don't want to lose it. Okay. So basically, when you stamp, and I'm not going to put everything straight. So when you stamp the first one, that's regular stamping. And then the rest, it's ghost stamping. And I like that because it's like less and less, or second generation. There's so many different terminology for it. Okay. So I'm going to put some so that they're, oh, I forgot I was doing second generation or ghost stamping. So I'll stamp there first. And then this way. And then I have to remember to do some of the first generation or regular stamping at the bottom, because I don't want all the okay, I could put something there, like mask it, so I don't have to worry about this. Now I have some masking tape here, just so I can stamp right to the edge of this line, and I don't have to worry about stamping on my background. Okay. And that line is, you know, it's not a hard line, but what I mean by that is even if it went over a little bit, like I'm not right on the line there, that's okay. I just want to make sure that I don't get too much into this. And I'll still have to be careful because I didn't go over. I could have went over quite a bit more, but I can also use this to make sure that I don't go over too much. Now see, I waited because I wanted to fix that, and I didn't get any second generation or ghost stamping. So I'll do the first one here, and then we'll do that. Now, we do have like the steam of the coffee. Yeah. There. I'm not going to put it on every coffee cup. I can come back and fix that, right? Okay, now the coffee rings, I'm going to do them in every color. So I'm going to need to clean the stamp set in between each. Okay. I'm going to start with the regular stamping up here and the ghost stamping at the top. Again, just clean it off. And this time I'll go the first generation down here and go lighter down here. Now, I don't have to do ghost stamping with everything. That's the great thing about this. So I changed out some of the stamps, and we're going to get some of these stamped out. Now, some of these, if they're smaller, it's harder to do the ghost stamping because they don't have enough surface. As you can tell, like they're not stamping very well. So you have to keep that in mind whenever you're doing any kind of ghost stamping. You kind of want, okay, I'm just looking at this and it looks upside down here. There we go. You kind of want the stamp surface to have surface and not just be very small. So some of these, I really want them to stand out. Okay, now I'm going to do some. And it's basically like when you clean off your stamp. It's kind of like that. You're just kind of cleaning off your stamp, but it kind of gives a different effect on the background. Okay, so this one says, "What's perking?" So I'm going to do a little bit of this. What's great with the ones that are ghosting, they're the perfect area to put another stamp over top, because one is very light and then the other one goes over top of that. Okay, I think I want to add a little bit more stuff, but I'm not sure what. Maybe some steam just wherever. Okay, just like that. And I'll probably put some sprinkles in this with some mist just to give it a little bit more color. And I might go and get like a brown ink and ink the edges and maybe a little bit inside, so it kind of distresses it a little bit more. But I've used pretty much all the stamp sets, all the stamps from this stamp set. And now let's just see here. Maybe I could do, I'm just thinking I didn't do this, but there's no real good place. I'm looking at other stamps here that are just like, more like a texture. And I think I'm going to put some of that in there just to add more texture in there. Okay, just like that. And yes, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to get a brown ink and we're going to color this a little bit, and then I'm also going to go get some mist. Okay, so I went and got gathered twigs, and we're going to try to distress that a little bit more. I got some colorings from Shimmers, Don't Be Swayed Chocolate Brownie, and some colorings also from Shimmers, Well Blew Me Down, which is like a teal-ish color, to add some sprinkles. Now I am going to add color like to the whole background, as far as, around the edges and stuff, just so it coordinates a little better. I could have done this on some craft background, but I did some stamping or something on craft background in the last few days, so I just wanted something a little different. I'm not going to add much, just a little bit. Just a little bit, so it's almost like a strip of pattern paper that I've put here. Okay, now we'll put some dots, just a little bit here and there, and I'm just going to put it on this section for now because I don't know where anything's going to be. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, and then I'll add some blue, and that'll be it. And then we can, cut some pattern papers and kind of make the layout. Now I thought that I would add this right down here, and then I'll put my photo up there, and I have all these embellishments that I'm going to try and put on there. And by the way, the stamp set is the Alleyway Breakfast Club. I think the Alleyway Stamps, that's the name of the company, and Breakfast Club is the name of the stamp. Okay, now let's bring back in our pattern papers. I have a few here. I think I'm going to just cut maybe a 4x4 with this. Like I said, I don't have a picture for this. I'm still kind of thinking what I could, you know, put on there, but I really wanted to use that stamp set. Haven't used that stamp set, if ever. I think I did. I think I did a one, maybe 1 or 2 times, but I wanted to make sure that I use that stamp set. And we can use that word love. There's just that love for coffee, right? Okay. I don't know if I want to put a little bit. Yeah, let's do a little bit of pattern paper. Let's do this right here, and then we'll cut that down. Now, one thing that I decided was I'm getting really bad at taking pictures. So if I think of something, I'm just going to do the page, and then I need to take the picture within a week and put it on the layout. So maybe it'll get me in sort of the habit. Oof, is that ever crooked? Sort of in the habit of taking pictures again. Okay, it's pretty bad when you got to straighten it out with scissors. Okay, and let's just cut a little bit off of this. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, we'll do something down here. I don't know if I usually like putting a piece of paper to kind of ground my journaling card down. So let's try that. Yep. Okay. Maybe we can go on this side because it's a little wider, because again, not straight. So this is going to be an embellishment cluster. This is going to be an embellishment cluster. So let's start on this side here. I'm going to use some of these. Why not? And then I have butterflies. I have stick-on butterflies, like stickers. And I have flowers. So I'm going to try and use quite a bit of this. Okay. When I know the direction that I'm going, I'm enjoying it, I need to start gluing down. Okay. Let's do that. Like this. Now, I might not use that card. I don't know. I like that card. It kind of made me think of that whole, you know, the whole idea of this layout. But I don't know if I have really a place for it. But what I can do is, you know, use that as my title. But first, coffee. Okay. I just put adhesive there so I can still put my photo on. Let's do this. Arrow. Arrow. I could have put a strip there, like a thin strip of cardstock even to separate that from the rest. I wouldn't want to do it with this color, but that might be a good thing to do right there. I'm going to go get some brown cardstock because I think that's the color I want to do it in. Okay, so a few months back, I kind of changed some stuff in my scrap room. My cardstock was totally way across the room for me. And when you're, scrapping, the last thing you want to do is go across the room. So now that I've moved this closer to me, I find that I will go over and grab stuff a whole lot more. Let's glue that down. Just like that. It really makes, how could I possibly have glued that crooked? But I managed. Okay, so now let's glue this down. Just like that. And then we'll build this guy over. I really like using the frames like this, like in the three of them together. I find it's a nice big area to do, one, my journaling, but also to put some embellishments. It's a great place to start my embellishment clusters. Like that. And then I'm going to do the owl. Just like this. Okay. I got to add a little tab here. Not tab, label. Okay, like that. And then I like this guy over here. Just like that. Do I have a smaller owl? If not, I'll just do that size. Not a big deal. Let's keep that aside for now. Okay, I have to figure out where I'm going to put that third cluster. So I have one here, one here. Let's finish this guy here. Let's finish these guys. So one here, one here. So I could go down here, like in the middle here. Or do I want to go part of this and do a little embellishment cluster up there? Let's do some of this. Add some of these in the background. I might, you know what, these stickers, why not? I want to add these stickers to the background, the little flowers. I think that's going to add a lot to that side, like the stamping. Okay, so this can go here. I'm going to add some more of these stickers here. They're clear stickers. Okay, I'm going to put one so it's off the page. And then, where am I going to put this one? Maybe here. And then there's a big one here. So I don't know if I can put them all in this background thing, but we are going to try our best. I put that one up there? Or should I put that one out here? Okay. And then we have these too. I'm going to try and use as many of these things as I can. I just really like them. Okay, so I'll put that over here. We're going to need part of a little label here. Just like that. And then we'll do our cluster of owls. This and then this guy. And then we'll do the arrows. That. Straighten them out a little bit. We'll do the arrow right there. I don't know if there's another small arrow. If not, not a big deal. And Journey works with this because I'm going to talk about what, you know, a day looks like for me. Always, always, always starts with a coffee. It would have to be pretty bad for me not to start with a coffee. Like I'd have to feel pretty sick for me not to start my day with a coffee. Okay. And then we'll do maybe like right there. I'm going to try and put those other butterflies in there. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to cut like this so it looks like it's behind that right there. Just like that. And then I have the other that I can use somewhere else now. Like the leftover. Maybe I'll put it, maybe I can move this guy over. Nope, not happening. Okay, I just want to kind of do it opposite to this. I'll do it down here. These are a little hard to get off that plastic, but once it's off, okay. Little section here broke off, but I'm going to try and fix and put it back so that it looks like it keeps going. And maybe I can do something like this just to separate the red. And then I'll go get some little tiny alphas and I'll put, but first, coffee. And we'll put this one down here. I don't know if I'm going to do the title in blue or in red. We will see. Okay. I don't think I'll use this. I'll go get some alphas and be back. Okay, so I did my title and I put it on some wax paper. I think I'm going to put it right where the photo is going to be. I also got some red enamel dots, and these have some really big ones. That's okay. we'll figure it out here. Put this here, and then this one. So one of them's just going to have two. That's just the way these enamel dots are, and that's just fine. Or maybe I'll put the one with the big enamel dot here, a single one. Then we have to cut everything that's sticking outside the 12 by 12, trim it, and then we're going to put our title. And there it is right here. And I think I'm going to try and contain it just inside. I was going to say where the frame is, but as long as it's within the frame. Ooh, okay. I have to turn this sideways just because my hand, there's just certain angles that it will not turn. Okay. So there's this. And then after this, I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to do some sprinkles all over or just leave that border, if you will, like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Leave this super white and then that a little distress. That way it sticks out or stands out quite a bit. And then I'm just going to do the flight of the butterfly. And that's going to be it. There we go. I find that using ghost stamping, it gives you different dimensions in your stamping because you have some that are super dark and some that are super light. So it just gives dimension to your stamping, like some look in the foreground and some look in the background. And that's what I like about ghost stamping or second generation stamping. Okay, 2 more letters. Just like that. And then we'll get a pen. I find this little flight of the butterfly really kind of finishes that for me. There. Okay, cool. Okay, so I didn't get to use the card that kind of gave me the inspiration, but I used it as a title. And that's it. That's going to complete the challenge to use ghost stamping technique on your layout.